I always don't know how to start it. So I end up either doing the thing where I'm like, you know what, I've been recording for the last 5 minutes, I'm gonna cut it at some point here. Or I'm like,
Mm.
I gotta start. The countdown feels like unnatural, you know? A
Yeah.
lot of podcasts, I've actually seen podcasts that they go with the countdown, but then they cut it in before the countdown. And so like, it'll be like they're talking, and then they go three, two, one. And then they're like, hello, everybody, welcome. Like they keep in, which, I feel like was taboo back in the day of radio and
Mm,
stuff. Like you hear the if you're listening to a radio show and you hear just the back end of the one as they cut back in, someone got fired for that.
yeah.
But not these
Oh
days.
boy.
These days we're just like
Well, do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
that is I guess we started by the way. That
Mhm.
is this is a very meta beginning discussing the concept of starting while you're it's very meta.
It
But
is, yeah.
that that is a soundbite I forgot to add. Perhaps the most important one. Such an
Hmm.
iconic freak out. It's iconic for any form of like media. Every podcaster should have seen that clip at some point. If you have a podcast and you
Hmm.
haven't seen We'll Do It Live, you're probably going to fail, you know? I'm not saying
Yeah.
we'll be successful. I'm saying, well, you know what I am saying that. Fuck you. It's exactly what I'm saying.
Well, do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
Fucking thing sucks. I should add that too. There's lots of
Yeah.
things I should probably add.
Yeah.
What if I added? What if I added someone's like death rattle? Like just the moment, the final breath of some. Like I'm going through all these funny clips, like these funny little sound bites. Like, haha, this guy said something wacky, and then I click another one. It's just like someone's last few breaths, and then as it fades out, you can hear like the family kind of start to cry a little, like they're in shock. They don't really know how to react. And then it
Yeah.
just goes back to funny Family Guy moments, number 67.
Yeah.
Fill that bag up right now,
Fill
nigga.
that bag up! And then it's just like.
Oh my god, why is my phone ringing right now?
What the freak? I told you to silence it! You're fired.
Oh, yep. All right. Bye, guys. We'll see you
Never again. Who would I
never
replace you
again.
with? Some kind
uh,
of. I'm trying to find another twink off Craigslist. Actually, that'd be a bad idea if I put an ad on Craigslist looking for a twink. I don't think I'd get the results I want.
yeah.
Looking for a twink. Looking for young teenage twink. I think I'd get some mixed results. I'd be like, you think we're gonna, oh, no, see, no, actually, they'd probably be like, steal, $5 an hour. That'd be a
They
really
just
cheap
show up to
twink.
your house. Yeah.
Imagine,
They just
imagine, yeah, it's like a male escort, but then
yeah.
they're like 150, they say 150 an hour or whatever it is. Sorry, I don't have experience with male escorts. I think that's rather cheap.
Yeah.
I think that's an average price. I think most of
Yeah.
them go more towards the 200s range, but
Hmm.
so I'm like they're like 150 an hour. I'm like, damn, this is expensive podcasting co-host. Or I realize it's an escort, but I just don't care. I don't really have the time, so I'm like, whatever. And I just pay them the 150 for like an hour of podcasting. I feel like we get in
Yeah.
this argument. It becomes like a whole rant about like I don't know, the Jews or something. I'm like, you don't understand Goldman Sachs and stuff. And they're like, I just don't get it. I mean, actually, actually, that's stereotyping. Gays don't ever have effeminate voices. It's like, I don't know what the fuck you talking about, man. All I care about is sucking dick. And I'm like, listen.
Hmm.
All I'm saying is that the power factions and this and that, and maybe there was something shady with 9/11. And they're like, I saw that plane crash in that building. I was there, man. Actually, a twink wouldn't really be there. I was a baby in a cradle, motherfucker. And I'm like, I know the plane crashed in. I'm saying maybe they knew about it. Maybe maybe the guys with the razor blades, I don't know, had a few conversations with the United States government. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying the plane wasn't there. I'm not saying the plane was a hologram, although there is a little bit of evidence for that. And he's like, listen, every time you say something crazy, you say something 10 times crazier. Yeah, let's just stick with you. You're unfired.
Oh, yes.
I think they have a word for that. I think it's hired or something. Um,
Yeah, rehard. I don't know. Probably not.
whatever tax reason will save us the most money is the official. Whatever
Oh,
word on the tax
word.
forms, yeah, that's what's happening. Actually, for
Yeah.
tax reasons, I never fired you again, ever, in the first place.
Okay.
Anyways, so since last week, I said before we started recording, I felt like we recorded at the worst time because when we recorded last week's episode, the GameStop stuff like happened, it was starting, but then it was like the day after that or something, or a couple days after that, you got into like the Robin Hood
Yeah.
banning people from trading stuff. And that's when things started getting like even more crazy, and you got that was like the climax, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, what is there to say? Are any of us surprised at this point? Oh, Robin Hood might be in the pocket of some corporate bastard bigwig who like made a suggestion. Because people think that they're these scheming, like this is what those like weird like anti-Semitic people think is like. By the way, I was joking about. I'm not anti-Semitic. Whatever. Anyways, this is what like weird logic people think. They think it's like this scheme behind the scenes, like a bunch of people rubbing their hands together, like Doctor Evil or something. But I think what happened is
Yeah.
more so like Robin Hood founder, one of them, uh, what's his name, Victor or whatever. He's got a Russian name,
Isn't it Vlad, I think?
Vlad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets a phone call. It's like from one of these guys, and he's like, "Hey, buddy, you see what's going on?" And he's like, "Yeah, this is crazy. I don't really know what to do. I'm like this younger guy." And then he's like, "Why don't you just why don't you pause trading? Why don't you well, actually maybe just let them sell and but don't let them buy certain stocks." And he's like, oh, "But won't people be mad?" And he's like, "No, no one's going to be mad. Why don't you do that?" And he's like, "I don't know if I will." And he's like, "Well, I don't know. The Fed's really coming down on us. Things are rough over here. I don't know if we can keep our contract with Robinhood if that doesn't happen. It's out of my control because what people don't understand is these are businessmen. They talk in this weird pseudo language. Like it's like they have this like dumb salesman talk kind of. They're always pitching shit to each other. They don't sit down and have a
Yeah.
real conversation. When they have a meal, it's a
Mm.
stage performance. There might as well when two businessmen go out to like a not like a super fancy restaurant, but like a relatively nice restaurant, or whatever, for dinner, there should be a conductor who's sitting there right in front of their booth, like conducting every word and every pitch. He's got his little like stick, like his little wand. He's conducting. Oh, you say this, you say this. He's reaching down with one hand as he swings with the stick in the other, and he turns the page on the script, and he's like conducting. That might as well be happening at like these. They don't talk for real. So this guy's like, why don't you just go ahead and do that, buddy? I mean, I'll help you out. Like he pretends he's his friend. I'm your friend. Your company could be looking at some really, you could be in some real shit if you don't do this. Just go ahead and do this. And he's like, oh,
Mm.
okay, I guess you're right. I mean, I had freedom, but. And then they convince you have a common enemy. These guys are kids. They're psychopaths, okay? The people doing this, they're crazy. They want to fuck you, Vlad. They want to fuck you in your little ass. He starts getting out of control. This is the turning point where it's like this mood
Yeah.
shift. He's like, whoa, what's happening? They want to fuck you, Vlad. They want to bend you over the table. They want to bang you. These people, these guys are scumbags. It's not even that many of them. This isn't the people uniting. The people hate these guys. They're getting effed over by these guys. The real people of the United States, they want what me and my cronies have established, Vlad. They don't want this. This is like 30 guys on Reddit. There's 12 human beings on the entire planet who orchestrated this, and they're evil, Vlad. And they want to bang you. They want to humiliate you sexually in front of your family and in front of your customers on Robinhood. And he's like, calm down, man. I'll do it. And he's like, good. And then he hangs up the phone. He's like, job done. He goes, he slaps his hands together like that. He goes, he has a drink, he has a cigar, he has like an underage girl, and then he goes to bed. That's what happens. It's one phone call. So yes, should we organize and have pitchforks and go and tie Vlad's feet and drive him through the fucking streets of Washington D.C. and then stab him or something? Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not. Maybe that'd be really wrong and terrible. But at some point you have to, some of these bigwigs have to be like, maybe I should pull back. This is like the greed of like the American boomers. They don't think like maybe I should pull back a little because this might end with my head on a pike. Like they're not considering like this might end with my severed head on a spear on the top of the White House or something. Like they don't think that. And to an extent I understand why they think that because it's like this they've kind of got control. They kind of have control. I mean, they're like, well, I mean, if you don't comply, we're going to wipe you off the face of the planet. We're going to delist your internet presence, which for a lot of people is like 90% of their presence at this point. Like, they live online. It's like, we're going to delete you from online. And then every opportunity we have to fuck you, we're going to fuck you. So it's like, maybe they're kind of, maybe I kind of understand why they're like, no, let's go more. Let's not pull back. Let's do more. They're never going to get us. We're going to get to them first. Because a lot of the American people have proved them right. Oh, the millennials are going to rebel. What? That's like the least likely thing that has ever been said ever. The millennials are going to... What are the millennials going to do? I guess some of them organized this Reddit thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to stereotype. Like, I'm not going to say, like, oh, what are they going to do? Wear their fancy hipster hats and coffee their way to the putting their heads on a stick. But, like, I mean, they're not going to tweet their way there. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why Twitter's dangerous. It creates this illusion of change. And I'm not saying it's completely useless as a tool. Like, I'm not saying, like, don't ever tweet something political. Ever! Or I'm not saying, like, I'm not saying don't use social media to spread the word or anything. I'm saying don't let Twitter make you think you're doing something worth anything at all. What you're doing is entertaining yourself, primarily. I retweet ACAB. I put it in my bio. Things are gonna change. Maybe a little. But the powers that be aren't reading your Twitter bio. They're hustling, they're grinding, they're being weird. They're wacky people, they're weird. They're strange individuals. They spend their time grinding. Half the time they don't know what that means. They're just grinding. They're just out there. They're just making deals. They're making it happen. They're fucking people over. They have no care for anything. They're just doing stuff. And half of it is just like a theater show that they're just convincing you is real. They're pretending they're rich. They are rich. Maybe they're not. Maybe they are. It's like they're just doing stuff. And you're tweeting to counteract that. I mean, that could lead in a whole rant about there's this like college personality. My old roommate was one of these people who like are these hustlers who are always like doing projects. Do you know like the person I'm talking about? They're like, like the drop shippers. Like, oh, there are a lot of traders too. The traders, the drop ship, like those types of people. Like, I got this new project I'm working on. I got to do market research. Like they throw around terms. I'm worried those people are gonna be the new gatekeepers and the jailers and stuff. Like, if anyone gave power to my roommate, like, my roommate's dumb, okay? He's just not he was just dumb. But he was one of these people who's like, I'm doing this, I'm always working on a project. I'm always working, like, he got into yoga for a week. He was one of those people.
Nice.
It's like, giving my roommate power is a bad idea, but the reason that my people like my roommate have power is because the boomers are like, "You've proven you can do hard work. You gave me a firm handshake. You looked me in the eye. You said I want this job, and you work on projects. You're a hard-working individual. Hard work is what matters." It's like no intelligence
Yeah.
or skill. You just gotta show me you're determined to do the job. It's like,
Hmm.
okay, he's determined to do it. He's gonna do it effectively. Maybe. I'm not saying because this is also an inner debate of mine because like what are you supposed to do? Hire lazy people though? Obviously, as a lazy person, I'd love for you to hire me, but like you can't go around just being like, okay, let me hire this unproductive guy. But I mean, that's part of where some of this like self improvement stuff could work. Is it's like, hey, let's us, the people who are not these weirdos, like actually put some work into stuff and get some stuff going. Not in a weird way, in a normal way. And then maybe things could turn around, but who knows? Anyways, Robin Hood.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised, but I'm sick of this shit. Like,
Hmm.
I directly lost. I came out of this gaining money. I'll say that. Not a lot. I only put like, a few $100s to see what would happen. But I directly
Yeah.
did lose money because the trading principle relies on like um the hype, right? And when you can't buy things on
Hmm.
Robinhood, which is where all this started, like I think mostly what I lost money on initially is AMC, because I put some money down into.
Yeah.
I ended up, making like sub $100, but I ended up making money on
Hmm.
AMC. But initially, I lost money because I invested in it as a dip's kind of starting. I did a little too early, but
Hmm.
I invested in it, and then they shut down buying. So people are getting cold feet. They're getting
Yeah.
scared. The only thing that saved me was the fact that Cash App and other places you could buy AMC. Because people are thinking, oh, we gotta pump this, we gotta pump this. They go on Robinhood, they see a gray button, they're like, and so right there, some people are cut off because number one, they're scared. Number two, they're too lazy to go start an account
Yeah.
on a different thing. They're not that into it. Like they're into it enough to
Hmm.
log into Robinhood and hit buy, but they're not that into it where they're gonna go open other accounts and stuff. So like I literally directly lost money because Robinhood was trying so desperately to prevent this pump, and I guess we don't have to get into it too much. Like people know what happened, but
Yeah.
obviously I don't need to say it, but the choice Robinhood made was to fuck over. Well, it's not for that purpose, but it directly did fuck over people and benefit these hedge fund managers and shit. Like it directly, undeniably did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just that's what it did. Because it's not like they halted trading altogether. They
Hmm.
said we've halted a certain form of trade. They always like to use cryptic corporate language in the emails and messages they send. They say, due to market instability and volatility. First of all, what the fuck do you think
Yeah.
the market is, you fucking retard? It's an inherently, like, unstable. It's pretty much a casino in a lot of ways. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a stable thing. It's not this thing that's always been constantly stable. It has been
Yeah.
unstable and volatile in many other situations. You can't just not trade because of that. So first of all, that's a bullshit excuse. Due to market volatility, we're stopping you just from buying. You can close your position though. So it's not like they halted trading. They said you can sell, which would benefit the people who we're in the pocket of, but you can't buy, which would benefit you. And let's not pretend Robinhood didn't know
Yeah.
that. It's not like they're saying, "Oh, things are volatile. Let me just this seems like the correct solution. This isn't perfectly tailored to do this exact function of fucking the people in the ass. This isn't tailored for that. This is just our response to market volatility. We had to." They sent out an email that was like, "We had to." It was literally like that because the first ones were all
Yeah.
corporate. You saw that one?
Yeah, I
The
did.
first
Like,
few
I
rounds.
remember
Yeah.
I got the app as as just the podcast, and then the next morning I woke up and read the letter,
Yeah,
and
the
yeah,
the first few rounds were very corporate volatility, and then they sent out an email that's
yep.
just like, "We had to." It was like
Yeah.
fucking Thanos or something.
Yeah.
I guess because so many people were submitting complaints and calling them and saying "fuck you." I mean, I did directly lose money. Seriously,
Yeah.
it's bullshit. Thank God I wasn't these people who was like, "Oh, to the moon, to the moon. Let me take out my savings account, and my grandma's pension." It's like I was just, throwing money. So to an extent, we did do what we promised last episode. I joined the Discord. I looked at what they were saying. It's a lot of spamming and memeing, which is fun, and I like it. I think maybe I'll monitor it. Maybe I'll bookmark it for a later deep dive to see. I want things to simmer down so I can do a proper experiment to see what these guys are like up to when it's not all the eyes of the world are on them.
Yeah.
So that's that. I saw this video, popular video, this like MacBook repair guy talking about this whole situation. And he's like, the reason every eye in the country is on the situation right now is not because, of losing money or gaining money, although those are reasons. He's like, it's because they want to see, is there justice in America? They want Robin Hood to get more than just a slap on the wrist. People need to go to prison for this, which is right. He's right about all this. He's like, the question really is there justice in America? And I'm like, no? Are you fucking stupid? What do you mean, is there justice in America? Hell no! What? What kind of question is that?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not this. I'm not this like extraordinary. Like, I don't hate everything about Trump, but like Trump, the country kind of rewarded Trump and let him be president. Is there justice in America? What? Justice in America are like, in modern times at least, are two of the most asynonymous. Is that how you'd say that? Like, anonymous? No, because that means.
Oh wait, no. Unanimous.
Antonym. Wow, this just ruined a perfectly reasonable thought, and now I just seem like an idiot. Two of the least synonymous words. How about that? In the entire world at this point. Justice? Is there justice in America? I mean, we had this whole protest. I mean, people destroyed Target over this. Obviously, there's not justice. Like, come on.
Yeah.
We replaced a pedophile with another pedophile. We've done that for like years. It's not this. No, there's not justice in America. Let me answer your question. No, there isn't. Do you want there to be? Stand up from your couch. That's all you have to do. Literally, you're sitting on your couch right now. Stand up, and there's justice in America. Stand up, walk outside of your home, breathe in the fresh air to your crusty, disgusting face, and there might just be justice in America in the near future. Go on a hike, and there might be justice in America. Start here. Start inside. If you want justice in America, make sure that you are a functioning human. That's step one, which a lot of people like to skip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people love to skip step one. But we're never going to take down these weird boys when you're also weird. You can't fight weird with weird. That doesn't work. Like, you can't be this greasy Redditor who just is not a functioning human being and thinking you're going to take down the establishment that has been building itself up consistently for, like, decades, centuries at this point. The corruption, like, soon to be, what do they call that? Soon to be, like, technocracy, weird surveillance state, pedophile, Satanist establishment, power faction competition establishment has built itself up for so many years, and it's working on protecting itself. It's trying to make sure that you don't do this. So step one is to not be a greasy Redditor, a tweeter, a complainer, a weird boy, a fucking dumb bitch, a generally dumb bitch, a dumb white bitch who lives to follow and consume trends and then thinks she's making a difference by sharing Instagram posts. And then you're the bad guy when you say, like, maybe you could do a few other things. which, and then because it's like, okay, so you're saying it's useless to share Instagram posts. It's not totally useless. It's kind of useless. It's a little useless, okay? Sorry. It does
Yeah.
something. Yes, it does a little bit. It's a little useless.
Fuck you.
It's a little fucking useless. I'm sorry. I'm not saying don't do it. Do it. It's a little boring. It's a little useless. But anyways, step one, don't be that person. Don't be a basic bitch. Don't be like a completely not, don't be an individual is step one. Be a functioning individual who's a little bit
Yeah.
different. Don't be this fucking gross, like media voring, fat, like weird creature. I don't think that's that much to ask. And that's something we all have to work on. I gotta work on not being a weird creature. After you've done that, then we can work on solutions and stuff. Alright, our first sponsor of this week's Logsday morning episode is a little known trading app called Robinhood. This is an app for investing, trading, anything with stocks, options, whatever. It believes in letting the people trade. Okay, this app is centered around freedom. It's centered around power to the people. It's centered around as much freedom as possible for the people to kind of get back at the man, so that people can. It's about not letting investing being an exclusively Wall Street thing and letting people get involved in it and letting people, trade. So it's the best app on the market for selling stocks. It's the best app for buying stocks as well, if they let you. And it's tailored to trick you into some semblance of hope and freedom. And by that I mean it's the best app in all of existence. So, Log uses this app. I use this app. It's great. So they have some amazing reviews here. So check out these amazing reviews. This app is great. It really saved me when I almost lost it all. Jason Mudrick said that. Here's another one. The customer service staff, especially Vlad and Baiju, is super helpful in getting what you need when you need it. That was Gabe Plotkin said that. So yeah, so a lot of raving reviews. People love this app. Download the app today and use our referral code LOG to start your portfolio with one free stock that's worth nothing. So download the app, enter our referral code, you get a stock. It's worth like $3. It goes down to $2, and bottoms out there. It's a great app. It's freedom centered, not censored. They don't censor anything. It's great.
No.
You can sell, you can buy, maybe. I don't know. It depends on if you stand to make a lot of money. So yeah, thank you so much for sponsoring us, Robinhood. This week's next sponsor is Balding Loser Hair Keeping Spray. Are you a balding loser? Can you not get
Yes.
pussy because of your gross, smooth, monk-esque head?
Yes.
Are you a member of the upper middle class who just wants to bang some young girl you order from Asia without her gagging in disgust as you take advantage of her?
Yes.
Then Balding Loser Hair Keeping Spray is the right product for you, okay? It's a monthly spray kit, comes in a pack, it's a super cool box, and you look at the box and you do like the beta male smile, you're like, "What?" And it comes in your mail and you get all excited. It's like a little brown box, it's all stylized with that simplistic modern style that you've been tricked into thinking equals a good product. And you take it out and you spray it on your head, and then your hair just stays or starts growing back a little. I mean, people have seen growth, people have seen keeping their hair. It's for people who are balding and are losers and want to keep their hair. It's amazing result. It has amazing results. Trust me, please. I'm begging you. We need the money. So, anyways, you go on their website and you use the code MORNING for 15% off. That's code MORNING for 15% off. It's a great product, right, Log? You use it.
Yeah, I use it all the time. It's magnificent.
I use it every chance I get. In fact, sometimes I get a little too anxious to wait for next month's supply. I order another one, even though I don't need it. It kind of gets out of control. But like it's kind of an addiction. Like I go on the website and I just keep clicking buy. I'm like I need more of the spray. It's to the point where like I spray a little in my beverages. I've started
Mm.
experimenting with it. I'll spray it on different parts of my body just to see what'll happen. It's really a sick and twisted mindset, but it's a great product and you need to buy it now. All right, let's get back to the show. But I mean, it's not going to be easy. It's going to probably not happen in any of our lifetimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, the establishment has been building itself so much that it's not going to happen. Like, deconstructing it is not going to happen in any of our lifetimes. And that's something I've had to come to
Yeah.
terms with. Because I'm like, hey, if we all march down, we could fix it. But I have to come to terms with that is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. For good reason,
Yeah.
too, to an extent. You know, people are scared. People just want to eat. People just want to function and be normal, not have total no law and order weirdness. I understand that. So some of these people just need to come to terms with the fact that they don't want really fast change. Like, people need to start admitting
Mm.
that. They say, like, we need to change. It's like, yeah, you want to change, but you want it to happen in 20 years when all your assets are handled and shit. So,
Yeah, yeah.
come to terms with the fact it's going to not happen, that you're going to die before you see a not. Everyone. Well, not everyone listening to this because, you know, you could be listening to this in 2,000 years, but
Mm-hmm.
everyone listening to this within the first 30 minutes of it uploading. Actually, fuck you. The first 30 years of it uploading is
Yeah.
not going to see in their lifetime a government that is not ruled by Satanist pedophiles. Period. You will be
True.
dead in the ground unless Elon Musk invents the immortality cat girl serum or whatever. You will
Oh,
be 6 feet underneath the ground before any of that happens. Come to terms with it now.
yeah.
But anyways, I was watching My 600 Pound Life last night.
Oh, really?
I was, and I noticed a bit of a trend.
Hmm.
It's like so. For me, there's two types of eaters on that show, and there can be hybrids of like kind of both types as well. But for me, there's two types of eaters. They're all bad eaters, obviously. You know, they have most of them have
Yeah.
addictions and severe problems and stuff. And
Yeah.
I love this show, by the way. And Doctor Now sends them to that like porn star therapist. Have you ever seen the show?
Yeah, I have.
You know the porn star therapist? She's this black. She's always wearing wigs. She's like hot as fuck. She's always wearing these like tight
Yeah.
fit like cleavage showing dresses and stuff. And then she says the most basic shit back to them. I think she's an actress. Like I don't think she's a real therapist unless the doors close and they have a real discussion when the cameras aren't there. Because like most of the
Yeah,
time it's
yeah.
just this enormous person saying like, so yeah, I was raped 30 times by my own dad, and then I was in an abusive relationship with a feeder, and all this bad stuff happened to me. Feeding was my only coping mechanism. I have addiction in my family, so I struggle with food addiction. Blah blah blah. And then she's like, "Yeah, that must have been really hard on you. I see how you feel negatively about that." It's like if I can get paid to say that, Doctor Now will pay me a
Yeah.
billion dollars to say that. I can say that. What the fuck? So, anyways, Dr. Now will send them to the porn star therapist. But I noticed, um, well, I love her, by the way. I'm sure she's a real practicing person there when the cameras aren't there or something. It's just a little funny. And
Mm.
she's hot, so it's just kind of funny.
Yeah.
I'm not making legitimate accusations that she's a porn star. Which,
Mm.
there's nothing wrong with that, might I add. It's not an insult. Why can't a
Yeah.
person be a porn star and also a professional? So you're kind of caught in a double thing. Fuck you. Anyways,
Mhm.
I noticed there's two types of beaters, and sometimes there's a little cross between the two. There's the types that completely disgust me and make me want to gag and look away from the screen because they're eating these like chili cheese weird boy nachos and like gross fucking gas station pizza and just generally disgusting things, and they like slather on a gallon of mustard to like a mountain of like coleslaw and bread and pork or something. I don't know, just weird creations.
Yeah, yeah.
But the other type of eater, Oh, Jesus Christ, that scared the fuck out of me. My cat just opened my door and walked in my room. I'm not even kidding. He just like, he leaned on the handle and he opened the door and he walked in my room.
That's
Anyways,
sick.
the other type of eater is the type that I actually, when I'm watching, I start to kind of like agree with them and get a little
Mhm.
hungry. Like I start like doing the hand rub that villains do, and also black guys when they see like a hot girl. You know what I'm talking about? Like when it looks like
Yeah,
you're putting
yeah,
hand sanitizer on, but you're not.
exactly.
I
Yeah, yeah.
start doing that. I start going, oh shit, and he's got like 40 biscuits, and he's putting the like, oh, you're putting the barbecue sauce on that, and then I see their McDonald's order. I'm like, got the nuggets and the McMuffin,
Hmm.
and then I just become disgusted with myself. You're
Yeah.
supposed to leave that show like um disgusted, but I like leave
Hmm.
it hungry. Like my girlfriend's there and she's like, I can't even look. I'm like, I'm hungry. Like I'm getting hungry. Like I want to go down. I want to make like a weird like fried chicken creation and put that beneath underneath. Like, 'cause some of them know how to eat.
Hmm.
Well, they all clearly know how to perform the function, but I mean like, you know what I mean. They know what to order.
Hmm.
I'm like, oh
Yeah.
shit. Oh, you're putting the biscuits with that? It's like, whoa. They blow my mind sometimes. I'm rubbing my hands together.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to try that right now. I want to share that with them. My favorite
Yeah.
is the big like lymphedema packs that they form, and it just looks
Oh,
so
yeah.
like they look like a homunculus.
Mm. Yeah.
It's so funny that I'm saying, oh yeah, we could organize and rebel against this establishment, and then there's a guy in a house right now alone watching TV, eating 600 loaves of bread, fueling his lymphedema like leg packs that are just forming and just weighing him down. I'm like, this is the
Mm.
country that's gonna rebel. We'll figure this out. And
Yeah.
then, and then not only is he in existence, but there's me and like thousands of, if not millions of other people sitting down in front of a television and watching him gorge himself and barely be able to bathe himself and barely be able to wipe himself and then go into a doctor's office just for Dr. Now to tell him, if you do not lose weight, you're going to die. You're going to
Hmm.
put you on the diet plan or you're going to die. That's the best part of the show is Dr. Now, really. They come
Yeah.
in, they come in the next week. It looks like you only lost 5 pounds. And they're like, yeah, I've really been doing the diet. I don't know. And he's like, if you had been doing the diet, you would have lost 75 pounds. You're lying to me, you fucking bastard. Do the diet or you will be dead in the next 2 weeks. And then they come back. Looks like you gained back the 5 pounds. Is there something you want to tell me or you want to keep playing games? That's what he says. And they're like, I don't know. Maybe I had a couple donuts here and there. I don't want to make fun of that, like, because I know they have a disease, so it might even like warp their perception of what actually happened. Like they might
Mm.
forget, or like it pushes it out of their mind. Like, oh, maybe I did eat 40 donuts in one sitting on a couple days, maybe a few days, maybe every day of the week. Like maybe it pushes it out of their mind a little. But it's just funny. They're like, I
Mm.
don't know. I don't know why I gained back that 5 pounds. And Doctor Now's like, if you had done the high protein, low carb diet, you would lose the weight. And they just can't. It's sad, they can't connect it. But he
Yeah.
just roasts them. He's like, I don't care. If you are depressed, I send you to porn star therapist. If not, you are going to
Mhm.
die. He's so real with them. He's just like, do the diet or you'll be deceased. Not like, or,
Yeah.
because a lot of doctors are like, so yeah, it could be a more serious issue if you don't do this, or this could develop, or the tumor could grow, and then we discuss our options. That Dr. Now's like, you are going to be a corpse if you do not follow my instructions. That's what he says to these people, and then they come back and they say, I didn't follow the instructions, and he says to them again, I'm assuming the show pays for the visits, but if it didn't,
Mhm.
Dr. Now would be charging them like tens of thousands of dollars just for them to come in, weigh themselves, and then him to yell at them, like him to say, "Follow them, do what I say. You're gonna be fucking dead. You're gonna be dead." It's a fun
Yeah.
show, you know. It's fun for the whole family.
It is.
It's just a nice, relaxing, calming. That's how you know we're doomed. When you're like,
Yeah.
I gotta relax. I had a long day at my 9 to 5 office job that I hate. Let me look at someone else be in complete and utter agony for 90 minutes or whatever. Let me watch this person who's so far gone that their house has to be demolished in order for them to be able to get out of it. Let me watch someone carried by a crane to a doctor's appointment. Let me watch someone be
Yeah.
carried by a crane into this in like they hang them outside the window and Dr. Now just opens the window. That's what they should do. They put them on a crane, they lift them up to the third floor or whatever, and Dr. Now
Mhm.
just leans out the window and says, "Don't let die plan, you're going to die." And then he shuts the window. And they do that
Yeah.
they do that a few more times. That would be even more
Yeah.
fun. Let's go full wacky with it. Put me TLC, let me produce this show. Put me on the team. I have ideas. We're gonna
That'd be sick.
let's make this fun. Let's have the fat people do little challenges with each other, like on Wipeout. But
Oh.
but instead that'd be so funny. But instead of that, it's like very basic tasks. The phone is
Yeah,
ringing.
yeah.
It's 5 feet away. Walk over and answer it. And then like little slimes is launched at them as they walk. They're like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And that's how people relax.
Yeah,
Isn't
pretty
that
much.
on an episode of Black Mirror?
Oh, is it?
Well, yeah, the one where they have to their job is to do the cycle every day,
Oh.
and then the shows they watch is like the porn or like the fat people like getting made fun of or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a
I think
friend.
last Oh, what?
What? No, say it.
Oh, I think the last time I watched My 600-Pound Life, my grandparents were over and we just like were watching it because we were just waiting to go to dinner. And
That's
it
a
was
good
just odd.
experience.
Yeah.
It is odd, and all the episodes are very
Yeah.
similar. There's
Hmm.
more to be said about it, but
Yeah.
there's not enough time to do a full video. What do they call that? A video essay on
Analysis.
yeah,
Yeah.
video
I think.
analysis on that show.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say the last time I watched My 600-Pound Life, my grandparents died. That's what I thought you were gonna say.
That would have been
I thought
pretty
you were gonna
cool.
say like your grandparents passed away and then like your family gathered around and started watching My 600-Pound. That's so realistic. Like
It
I
was
could just
playing in the
imagine.
background of the funeral.
Yeah. You hear like the little sad piano that plays at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's like stock music. It's really like zero effort television too. It's like
Yeah.
is the editor 600 pounds? They do that reality show cutting audio thing where it's so noticeable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about? Where they cut off the sentence. They're like, I really want to lose 600 pounds by the end of the month. It's this choppy audio editing. It's not that
Yeah.
extreme, but it's very noticeable for someone who has edited audio before, who's probably
Mhm.
editing this as I talk. Let's get meta.
Yeah.
Let's
Just like
just
in the beginning of the episode.
about you. What do you want to talk about? How's your weight loss journey?
Pretty good, honestly. I think
Have
it's
you
not
have you been
I
following
feel
the
like
diet?
yes. I think I'm only like I haven't even gone past 110 yet.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You've never
Yeah.
weighed more than 110 pounds.
I think I've weighed 110 once, but I doubt that I'm 110 now. I'm at least or at most 108. Just because I have been eating like only twice a day.
Wow,
because I don't.
fantastic, baby.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's
Hopefully, I can
really
make it back into like the 30s
oh
pretty soon.
Christ. I wonder
Yeah.
what's the least weighing human. Oh, probably a baby. The
Yeah.
least
Maybe.
weighing adult human. Well, how do you classify that? I wonder, like, the least
Hmm.
weighing, like, when they become 18. Hmm.
That's a good question.
I wonder what's the lightest baby that still survived, actually.
Oh
How
yeah.
much do preemies weigh? Like a couple pounds or something?
Yeah, they're pretty. I guess I don't know. Like,
It's kind of unfair that they get a head start if they survive. It's
yeah.
like you shouldn't be here. What are you doing? You should have been a little more patient, and now you have a head start, and you're cheating. They really have an advantage. I bet the
Oh
powers that
wow.
be are
Yeah.
all premature baby. What? You looked it up?
Yeah, I did. I looked it up, and there was one that was 8.6 ounces. It was a premature birth, and it was like
Wow.
apparently it weighs around the lines
That's
of
like a
like a large
feather.
apple.
Oh,
Yeah,
Christ. And it
crazy.
survived?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what your
That's
weight
that's crazy.
does?
What?
It don't. It don't go down.
Yeah,
You're too. You're too obese. I feel like your hair in itself weighs 2 pounds.
it could
That
honestly.
that makes up
It should
most of your
weigh.
weight. You look like a
Like,
Spy Kids character. Like your
yeah,
hair starts
yeah,
flapping and you fly away or something.
yeah. I just need to put like all those
The
band-aids
law.
on my fingers, and then I'm basically the kid
Then you
from
are.
yeah, Spy Kids 1 specifically.
I hate how band-aids are considered cute. You know how people draw like anime characters and they got like a band-aid over their nose and stuff? I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
Are you okay? Oh,
Why?
are you alright? Like they show like band like on their elbows and shit, and that's like kawaii or something. It's like,
Mhm.
no, I just want to make sure they're doing like. Did you put Neosporin on it? Aren't they saying that's bad for you now? I don't know.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I heard some kind of
Hmm.
mom article that like it's actually poisoning your kids and making them die at like 30 or something. I don't know. It wasn't that extreme,
Well, that's
but it was
awesome,
something.
actually.
That is so epic.
Yeah,
That would
that's
be so
surprising.
fun actually if they marketed it to people as this cure all like spray. You gotta give it to your kids, Neosporin. And then it's like, oh, we made a severe error, and it's actually murdering your children. You're poisoning your children with this, and they sold it to the American people.
That would be
They're like, hey,
awesome.
the commercial said this is good for my child. Psh, psh. The child just goes, ah, ah. Their arm like falls off. A fucking tentacle like fucking growth comes out of it, like a weird like Lovecraftian creature starts growing from his arm. Ah! He like
Yeah.
he explodes.
How
People keep
about
using it.
the cute thing instead of like the band-aids? Just some really horrific stuff.
That exists. I've seen these. That's funny. You said it's real. Like at this point, the absurd
Oh
things are
yeah, yeah.
real. I've seen like this. There's this genre of people who draw like Hatsune Miku and other like Vocaloid singers with like weird, like their jaw is detached and they have these weird robotic growths and something or something. It's just like horrific. It
Yeah.
is. It's already a thing. But that is a good idea. What if instead of band-aids, dude, let's do like a soft opening. We see if we can convince people this cute. This is cute. We take it like a step further. Like it goes from band-aids to real bandages. And then it's like
Mm-hmm.
girls with casts and broken legs and shit. Oh, dude. We're gonna end up
Girls without stitches on their incision.
Yeah, yeah, the stitches are broken.
Yeah, yeah,
They're just
yeah.
open wound bleeding. Girls with just infections. We keep taking it further and further. The
Yeah.
problem is that kids have access to the internet and we'd actually breed like I mean the millennials, like I said in one episode, are already gonna make like Nazi children.
Mm,
So now if we do
yeah.
this, they're gonna be exposed. They're gonna be these sadist like gore whore like disgusting little Nazi creatures who like jerk off to like ISIS beheadings and shit. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll pull back on this one. See, this is the mentality I'm talking about that the Wall Street people don't have. I
Yeah.
said
Yeah.
maybe we should pull back. You see what I just said? Maybe we shouldn't put out images that are gradually more graphic, convincing the citizens that that's cute. I said maybe we shouldn't,
Mm,
and we're not gonna. But the weird people
mm,
say maybe we should go even further. Maybe we should
yeah.
put out the gore now and skip the steps in between. See what happens. And then even if that
Yeah.
doesn't work, they try something else until something sticks. And now there are overlords. Blah blah blah. Who cares?
Hmm. Yeah. That's when we all become Satanist pedophiles and run the country
And we're almost
together.
there. We're almost there.
Yeah.
A lot of
We'll make
pedophiles on
it.
the internet, a lot of Satanists. We're almost there.
Hmm.
Most people, I would say, on the internet are either pedophiles or Satanists at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
To some extent, you've got like the Wiccan art ho community, and then you've got like the
Exactly.
Nazi lolly loving community. Like, that's the internet at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
I was thinking, much more important, I was thinking we could have a new segment on the show, like a movie corner. Because I know you're a
Hmm.
connoisseur. I know you love
Hmm.
Baby Einstein.
Oh God.
What's that
Yeah.
one with the music kids on the little red ship?
Oh,
We're
Little
going on
Einstein.
Little Einstein. It's all same title. Baby Einstein,
Yeah.
Little Einsteins. You love all of it. All the Einsteins, except
Yeah.
Albert. I
Oh
know you're a
yeah.
fan
Yeah.
of that. You're a
Backyardigans. Well.
Backyardigans.
Yeah.
What else do you like? Tarantino.
Yeah. I've been watching like all of Stanley Kubrick's movies recently.
Really, I
Um.
watched. This is what I say about how I'm late to things in last episode. I
Yeah.
watched 2001: A Space Odyssey like a year ago, maybe.
Oh
And
yeah.
then I watched Clockwork Orange not like a few months ago, maybe.
Yeah.
They
I
put
watched it
on.
when it went on Netflix.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, they put it on Netflix. I watched it, which is what I
Yeah.
thought happened with Breaking Bad, but apparently not. Um, what do you
Yeah.
think? This can be an
Um.
informal
Yeah.
first edition. We should have a sound drop for it at some point. For now, we'll just do.
You are
Fuck
gay.
you.
Gotcha, bitch.
A female girl?
That's the movie segment opening.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
Okay, it has commenced. What do you think of
I think
Clockwork Orange?
I thought it was pretty good. Um like I don't know. It's like it's kind of wacky, kind of crazy.
Kind of.
Um
It is.
kind of
That
crazy.
could
Yeah,
be
like
your
that's
review of all his films.
yeah, that's
Kind of
it.
wacky, kind of crazy. That's all I have to say about it. Pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, I did. Oh my God. Actually, so me and my dad watched 2001: A Space Odyssey like early January, and then immediately after we found this like two-part documentary on
Uh,
like how Stanley Kubrick faked the moon landing and how he's involved
what
with
the
all this
f?
conspiracy theory, and it
I
was
wouldn't be
actually I
surprised.
it was really good.
Was it a little convincing? And you're like,
It
oh,
was like
maybe.
They the guy said the reason 2001 existed was because like after he made Doctor Strangelove, which is a really good movie. I like that one
I haven't
a
seen
lot.
it.
Shit,
I
it's
thought you were
good.
gonna say because after he faked the moon landing,
Well,
he's like, I want to
actually,
make a
well that
movie.
that's what I'm getting to.
Oh,
After he helped them, well, he had a contract. If he helped them fake it, they'd fund 2001 and make it some like crazy, groundbreaking
oh
movie.
yeah, because no one else. Yeah, because it's the fucking
Yeah,
weird gatekeeping people over in Hollywood are like, hold on, let me fuck this kid
yeah,
real quick, and then they're like, I don't like that idea for movies. It's a little too weird. Don't you want to stay in the rom-com genre? So he was like,
yeah,
damn it, I need to fake the moon landing to get the federal government to fund this. Damn it.
exactly. Yeah. And then, like, yeah, they said literally they'd make any movie that he want possible. And like, this guy was like, oh, he dropped hints in like The Shining, where Room
Oh, I
237
watched The
was.
Shining recently too. Took me way too long
Yeah,
to watch that. I wasn't
same.
crazy about that.
Oh, really?
I liked it. No, I liked it. Um,
Hmm.
it's one of those situations where I feel like the book might have been better.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it was supposedly really different from the book, but I haven't read it
I'm
yet.
not a horror person in general. I don't think.
Mm.
I think if I had to rank them, it would be number what these because his only three I've seen are the three we just mentioned. Well, not
Yeah.
Doctor Strangelove. I think number one would be Clockwork Orange. Number two would be Space uh, Moon Landing, and number
Mhm.
three would be number two would be the United States moon landing footage. No, number two would be 2001, and number three would be The Shining. I think
Yeah.
that's just my take.
It's fair. Yeah.
I think Clockwork Orange works best with his style, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I agree with
Like
that.
I don't know, I
Like
just
everything about it, like the cinematography and stuff,
yeah, it's like
is
a
just
weird
great.
situation. It's a crazy guy. The
Yeah.
world is kind of unique, but they also don't go into depth with it too much, which is interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
The music, the music is
Yep.
good in all of them,
Yeah.
which is pretty important. I don't
Mhm.
think enough attention is put on music in movies in general.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
agree.
yeah, what about you? Like Doctor Strangelove? You're saying is
Yeah,
that
I
like
think that
Marvel?
I like actually 2001 but the Spider-Man 2001 movie,
Yes.
Tobey Maguire. No. I mean, it's a fine movie. The original Spider-Man.
That yeah. Well, that's where there's a division. Is like why can't
Yeah.
this is why I hate like movie snobs. It's like why can't I value Marvel movies for what they are? Some of them I think are too cheesy, too hokey, not that good. But why
Mhm.
can't I value them for their artistic value for what they created and also like, A Clockwork Orange or
Yeah.
others, Shawshank Redemption or whatever. Like why can't I like it's like have you seen that Have you seen the like 4chan post where he's like become a film major? People are going around in class saying their favorite movies. Everyone's saying stuff like Clockwork Orange, Shawshank Redemption. Comes to my turn, I say Venom. And then it's like the Gatsby Pepe.
Yeah.
Venom. I like Venom. Dude, I want to do that so bad. I should have just stuck with my film major and done that. Just so I
Yeah.
could do that. Venom.
Yeah.
People are like, are you serious? Yeah, I like it. It's good.
The
It's
third
high.
Baby Einstein movie.
Are they
That's
movies?
Logsday.
I think they're more so shorts.
Mm.
The thing with that is it's a little too obvious for a joke. It's really obvious that Venom is a joke, but people are just dumb enough to not understand it.
Yeah.
They're not quite. A lot of people aren't quite dumb enough to know that you'd be kidding with the baby Einstein thing. Or actually, some people would take it too
Yeah.
seriously and be like, "Oh, perhaps he sees some value in it that I don't understand, and I need to agree with everyone. I need to be an intellectual and this weird guy, sophisticated, super artsy dude."
Actually, if you watch Baby Einstein 3, you can see
Yeah.
that every individual frame is like its own painting,
Yeah.
giving artistic impressions.
When you
Like
see how they
stuff like
utilize the music in the film,
that. Yeah.
the message is not a learning experience for young adolescents. Rather, it's an art piece on the absurdity of like you could probably convince someone they're like, "Yeah. Yeah."
Yeah.
And they go home and they watch Baby Einstein alone in their fucking dorm room. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
I
And then they
gotta
just actually believe it actually is the best movie
Their
of
roommate
all
walks in.
time.
What are you watching? Baby Einstein, you wouldn't get it. You don't
It's a
understand.
film major thing.
It's a
Sorry.
Sorry, you wouldn't understand the complexities of the plot. I mean, that's what I think is kind of the beauty of Tarantino is he makes these action movies, but they're so like
Yeah.
real. They have a plot. They have an interesting plot. They have characters that are fleshed out, and
Hmm.
they're stylized. That's why I
Yeah.
think a lot of maybe I wouldn't say he's like the perfect filmmaker, but I think he's up there just for that. Not because I'm this weird, oh, I like the cult classics, I like his style. It's just the fact that he manages to make action movies that are still plot driven and
Mm-hmm.
still. I love the 1 versus 1,000 battle or action scene format. And the fact
Mm-hmm.
that he managed to fit that in something that's not an anime, not a weird action John Wick type movie, which I haven't seen any of them. I think some people think they're legitimately good, but it's not that kind of movie. The
Mm-hmm.
fact that he fits that in a plot, character driven movie and it works is just like amazing to me. That's
Yeah.
part of why I
Yeah.
love Kill Bill. This movie segment is very loose. We could do
It is.
something. Here's the problem. I don't want it to be like every week we watch a movie and then we come back and we review it because I know that I'm super lazy. Uh, I don't know about you. Are you lazy?
Kind of, yeah. I'll like say I want to watch a movie like tomorrow, and then I'll end up watching it like a month later.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that exact same
Yeah.
thing, and I'll also say I want to watch this movie and then just watch a different movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
maybe what we could do on a like what I'm trying to say is if there's a particular instead of saying every week we got to stick to the schedule, new movie every week, we
Mm.
sometimes say like um if there's a movie we both mutually realize we want to watch, we can commit to it for that week, but it doesn't have to be new movie every week.
Yeah,
So then
that's
movie
fair. Yeah.
corner can be a reoccurring segment. I just had this intrusive thought where I got scared that people think that I really like Venom and that I'm a fake, not real film critic. I don't mean to
Yeah.
pat myself on the back, but I think my some of my critiques have value.
Yeah.
But the problem is when I start discussing it, sometimes I get in arguments with my friends. Like,
Yeah.
um, and it becomes layered. Like, it becomes not just about the movie, it becomes about whether or not there's any objectivity to a good movie or not. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. But, anyways, it doesn't have to be structured, it can just be let's watch this movie, or we happen to watch this movie. Since I went into college, I've been trying to watch more movies because I realize how many I haven't seen.
Yeah.
My recent picks have been. I'm not saying these are all art. I'm just saying I've watched them because I haven't. Well, I watched the Godzilla sequel, The King of Monsters, and then I
Mm-hmm.
watched Hellraiser 1 and 2, and I watched Donnie Darko, and I watched Fight Club.
Mm-hmm.
And people are going to hate me for this, but I did not like. I did. Well, I didn't. I think Donnie Darko is kind of a cult classic. I didn't really like that one, but I didn't really like Fight Club
Mm.
either, to be honest.
Mm.
I'm not saying it's garbage.
Yeah.
I
I
just.
that's one of the movies I planned like 2 weeks ago to watch, and
Oh,
I still
really?
haven't watched it.
I
Yeah.
think it's on Tubi or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, it is.
I would say watch Fight Club and then I rewatch it and then we talk about it next week, but I don't really have any interest in rewatching it. Although I should to
Yeah.
get a proper critical opinion. I just didn't find it particularly interesting. Kind of
Mm.
boring. But if you end up
Yeah.
watching it, we can talk about it. I don't know.
Let's just watch Baby Einstein and
Let's just
then
seriously.
talk about it next week.
Last week I was like, it sucks when you realize the perfect opportunity for a joke that you squandered. I was
Yeah.
like, I could have taken it. I texted you. I was like, why didn't I say something about the meth gators at the end? I was like, I could have brought this full circle and said, like, the meth gators rule the stock market. Which, I mean, they might at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows the limit to the capabilities of a meth gator? It's not a common
Yeah.
enough phenomenon that's studied enough to know what they can do. Would it be reasonable scientifically to say they just get kind of high and act a little weird and just sit there in the sewer? Yeah, it would be reasonable to say that. But you don't know that for sure until it's been studied. Is it possible that meth gators became hyper intelligent, put suits on, found technology to disguise themselves as humans, and then just like decided to take over the stock market?
True.
So
Yeah.
basically, Vladimir whatever is a meth gator. He
Yep.
owns Robin Hood. He's a gator who's just constantly high on meth. A
Hmm.
literal alligator. I'm not talking gator like it's some kind of term like reptilian or a snake or like. I mean, he's a literal biological alligator who's hyper intelligent due to his meth usage. And he
Yeah.
doesn't want us, he doesn't agree with our opinions on movies. He does not, Vladimir the alligator does not want us judging movies. He doesn't want
True.
Log watching Fight Club. He wants Log to stay the fuck away from Fight Club.
Yeah.
I have a feeling you'll like it.
Maybe. Yeah. I'll see. I'll watch it in 2 months.
Oh yeah, you probably will.
Most likely, yeah.
Actually, you'll
And
watch
I'll
it
be like, oh,
tomorrow.
okay.
You'll watch it tomorrow.
You I did wrong.
Yeah.
You I did wrong.
True.
Yeah, what can you say? Meth getters rule
Yeah.
the stock market. Log doesn't watch movies.
Baby Einstein, though.
Baby
Come on.
Einstein is based. I actually have to
Yep.
go watch Baby Einstein like right now. I've got
Yeah.
about 5 minutes left before. Do they still air it? I'm like,
I
I'm
don't
checking
know.
my watch. I'm like, shit, I'm gonna miss Baby Einstein. Fuck. I'm running over the TV.
I used to have a VHS tape of it, but I don't
Yeah,
know where that went.
me too. My parents used to play it for me as a child. Like, this will make them smart.
It worked. No, I
Apparently
don't think
not.
it worked.
Apparently
Yeah.
not. Don't show
No.
your kids Baby Einstein. It's fake. It was directed by Stanley Kubrick. He directed Baby
Yep.
Einstein, and then he directed the fucking moon landing. And
Yep.
then he directed the stock market. So, what hasn't
Yeah.
this man done?
Literally.
So, be careful,
No.
folks. Good
Yep.
night.